The story begins at a Halloween party. Here, a guy named Eric, after having a drink, he works up the courage to confess his feelings to his crush, Ava. But just then, another guy pulls up in his car and steals the moment. Eric, feeling defeated, walks off to the side. That's when he notices a box. And out of that box emerges a jester. The jester tries to remove his mask, but it only comes off slightly. The rest of it stays stuck to his face. Jester also has a candle with him. He follows Ted into the party. Here, Ava is playing a game with her eyes closed, holding a bat. But the jester wraps Eric in a cloth and makes him disappear. The other partygoers try to stop Ava from swinging, but it's too late. She accidentally beats Eric to death with the bat. The jester then wanders into town. He approaches a man and shows him a card trick. The scene shifts to a girl named Max. She's getting ready for Halloween, dressed as a magician. Her younger sister is dressed as a ninja. The little girl asks Max why she is wearing a costume. Max had assumed she'd be going trick-or-treating with her mom and sister. But her mom tells her she's too old for that now, and that they're going with someone else anyway. She suggests Max go hang out with her friends instead. But Max doesn't have any friends. She grabs her bike and heads out alone. Meanwhile, the man from earlier is running away from the jester in fear. The jester catches him, wipes the sweat off his face with a handkerchief, and shoves it into the man's mouth. Then he starts pulling out more and more handkerchiefs from the man's mouth, one after another. When the handkerchiefs stop coming out, the jester yanks harder. The man dies in the process. The jester takes the card that came out of the man's mouth and burns it with his candle. Max arrives at a cafe. Everyone inside is sitting with someone, but Max is sitting alone. She notices a guy named Darren. He's a waiter there. Darren recognizes her. Max says yeah, they were in trigonometry class together. She tells him her name and places her order. But Darren calls her Magic Max. The girls sitting nearby start laughing. And then, out of nowhere, the jester sits down right in front of Max. He starts showing her a card trick. Max picks a card. But before the jester can finish the trick, Max figures it out. She starts explaining to him how the trick works. Then Max shows the jester one of her own tricks. And to everyone's surprise, Max manages to fool the jester. Frustrated, the jester gets up and leaves. Max leaves the cafe too, only to find that someone has punctured her bike tire. Heartbroken, she breaks down and cries. The scene shifts to a group of 3 friends wandering around on Halloween night. They run into the jester. The jester begins performing a magic trick for them. One of the guys picks a card. The jester is supposed to guess it without looking, but he gets it wrong. He tries again, hoping to find the right card. He fails a second time. Disappointed, the 3 friends walk away. Enraged, the jester attacks them from behind. He kills 2 of them. One girl manages to escape. But when the jester tries to burn his card with his candle, the card won't catch fire. The scene shifts back to Max. She's with her illusionist friend, Willie. Willie tells her, "You'll learn the tricks, Max. The problem is, you convince yourself you're going to fail before you even try." Willie asks her, "Tell me, what's really going on? You didn't come all the way here just because of a flat tire." Max says, "I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just don't fit in anywhere. The other kids treat me terribly. I feel so stupid." Willie shows Max a magic wand. He asks her, "What is this?" He says, "It's just a piece of wood." A magic wand is only a piece of wood in the hands of most people. In the hands of those kids at school, this magic wand is just a piece of wood. But in your hands, it can do real magic. Max shows Willie a trick. Using sleight of hand, she had already stolen his keys without him noticing. But as soon as Max leaves, she runs into the jester again. He places his hat on her head. The jester heads toward the kids who had been bullying Max. In front of everyone, he pulls down the pants of the kid who punctured her tire. Terrified, the kid runs away. The jester returns to Max, seeing him sit beside her. Max starts to feel comfortable around him. The jester invites her to go trick-or-treating together. "We'll go together," he suggests. The 2 of them arrive at a woman's house. Before the jester takes any candy, he asks Max to perform a trick for the woman. Max does a card trick with her. The woman is impressed. But then the jester touches her with his magic wand and her entire face goes blank. Max is terrified. She runs away. The woman dies from lack of oxygen. And this time, the jester is able to burn her card with his candle. The jester catches Max as she's trying to escape on her bike. Max gets off the bike and runs to a man, asking for help. But the jester pushes the man's son to the ground. The man rushes to take care of his son. Meanwhile, the jester grabs Max's inhaler. Max runs away from him as fast as she can. But the exertion causes her breathing to become labored. She hides inside a trash bag, trying to catch her breath. The jester finds her. He takes her to the same place where the story began. Max sees Eric's dead body and is horrified. But she can't escape. She asks the jester, "What is all this?" The jester doesn't speak, so Max tries to communicate with him using a board. The jester responds through the board, saying, "I don't want to kill you. I need you. You are just like me." Then, speaking through Eric's dead body, he tells her, "People run away from me too, just like they do from you. But then one day, the greatest deceiver, death itself, came to take my soul. But I made a deal with death. I showed death a trick and stopped it from taking my soul. But death wasn't happy about losing. There was one condition death didn't mention in the deal. Every Halloween night, the jester has to trap 4 souls with his tricks and send them to death. And he has to do all of this before the candle burns out completely." Max asks, "But what does any of this have to do with me?" The jester says, "You tricked me. Me, the one who tricked the greatest deceiver. Me, the one who sent so many souls to death that you could never even count them. But you tricked me." The jester wants Max to perform these tricks in front of people for him, so he can kill them and deliver their souls to death. But Max says, "I can't do this." The jester then shows her what will happen if he doesn't give death 4 souls. He'll burn up and be destroyed. And after that, this task will be inherited by Max. So Max has no choice but to help the jester. But in that moment, Max manages to slip past the jester's attention and steals Eric's phone from his body. Max and the jester start searching for their next victim. Nearby, the same boy who punctured her tire is sitting alone. The jester sends Max over to him. Max remembers how badly this boy treated her. She sits down next to him and starts showing him a magic trick. But the boy apologizes for puncturing her tire. At the same time, he picks a card from Max's deck. He says, "I don't know why I did that. I was just trying to impress those girls." The boy genuinely regrets what he did. Seeing this, Max has a change of heart. But the boy pulls his chosen card out of the deck himself. The moment he does, the jester appears. Max yells, "No, not him." The boy sees the jester and gets angry, remembering how the jester humiliated him by pulling down his pants. But he can't catch the jester. Using his magic, the jester traps him inside his jacket. Even though Max tries, she can't save him. She begs the jester to stop, but the jester kills him anyway. Seeing this, Max feels like throwing up. She secretly pulls out the phone, dials 911 for an emergency call, and slips it back. The jester takes her along to find their next victim. On the way, they see Halloween pumpkins. The jester lights them on fire. But then, police officers arrive from behind. They ask if they have a mobile phone. The jester denies it completely. But Max has the phone. The police handcuff the jester. But using his magic, he unlocks the handcuffs and puts them on the officer's hands instead. The handcuffs slice off one officer's hands. The other officer fires at the jester, so the jester kills her too. Taking advantage of the chaos, Max runs away. She finds another man and begs for help. "There's a man chasing me. He kidnapped me." The man puts Max in his car and drives toward the police station. He asks Max for her name and age. He says, "That's a boy's name. For your age, you should be wearing clothes like a girl. You'd look prettier in them." This man stops his car in the middle of the road, planning to take advantage of Max. He says, "I won't hurt you, Max." But Max bites his hand with her teeth. The man gets furious. But just then, the jester arrives. He pulls the man out of the car and kills him. The jester also pulls Max out of the car. But Max can't breathe, and her inhaler is broken. So the jester carries her to a nearby fire department. He asks them to help Max. The firefighters help Max breathe. Max tells them, "Run." But the jester starts attacking them from behind. He makes one officer disappear. When another officer tries to attack him, the jester brings the other officer in front of him as a shield. He kills them all and starts looking for Max, who's hiding under a truck. The jester drags Max out and shows her his candle. But Max refuses to help him. She says, "Even if I have to take your place after you, I won't hurt anyone." So the jester handcuffs her. But Max uses a trick to unlock them and escapes. She runs straight home. Her mom is waiting for her there. Her mom gets angry. "Do you know what time it is?" She grounds Max. But Max says sorry and tells her, "I love you." She knows that after today, she'll lose her. But her mom's anger doesn't calm down. She tells Max to go upstairs. Max notices her mom is walking strangely. After that, Max goes to check on her little sister. She's sleeping. Max says goodbye to her. But the jester's candle is lying in this room. The jester is here too. Max's mom appears from behind. The jester is speaking through her body. She's already dead. The jester says, "If you don't listen to me, I'll kill your sister too." To save her sister, Max has no choice but to agree to the jester's demands again. There's only one final trick left. She says, "I'll do it." The jester threatens her and then makes it clear, "Now you'll do exactly what I tell you to do." Max says, "I have someone in mind." Max goes straight to Darren, the guy from the cafe. She asks, "Would you like to see a magic trick?" Darren asks, "Why?" Max says, "Because I like you." Darren says, "Okay." Max asks him to pick a card. Darren picks a card and puts it back in the deck. Max shuffles the cards and keeps them with her. She tells herself, "I have to perform this trick for the observer. Only then will the offering be accepted." So Max pulls out a card from the jester's pocket. She had actually tricked him for the fourth soul. The jester sees this and becomes enraged. He seals Darren's mouth shut. But just then, the candle goes out. The jester's hand catches fire. He starts to burn away. He stabs Max in the leg with a knife. Max drags herself over and tries to cut open Darren's sealed mouth with the knife to save him. But from behind, the jester grabs Max by the throat. Max jams her magic wand into his eye. The jester catches fire. He's destroyed. All that's left behind is his hat. A short while later, the police arrive. Willie also shows up to see Max. Max says, "I did the trick." But now the jester's fate has become hers. From now on, every Halloween, she'll have to deliver 4 souls to death. And with that, this story comes to an end. How did you like this explanation? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.